Hello and welcome to tonight's game, which is called The Hunt for Shen Yu. This is a Fate core game, so bear with me. I don't really know all the rules, and neither do any of the players, so we'll see how it goes. But this is set in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Um, so it is a kung fu fighting sort of game. We've got a bunch of characters who are master benders, and a single drunken warrior, and they're going to go on the hunt for this famous Shen Fu. So I'll get my players to introduce themselves and say a little bit about the characters. We'll start with Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I run the channel Addicted to Tabletop. There's not much on there right now, but there's more to come. My character is Gun Lee. He is a famous firebending celebrity, rock star. That's about all I'm going to say about it for now.
Perfect. Matt.
Hi, I'm playing Maki, whose best friend is Mono, and he's a manta bear riding airbender of the Eightfold Monks. He's highly addicted to herbs and fungi, and he wears a large metal gong on his head.
Perfect. Drop dice, Chris.
Hey guys, as you mentioned, I'm Drop Dice. I run YouTube, and then my website's the preferable location since it's brand new, dropdice.com. And I will be playing Rin Shubai, the nephew to Shin Fu, and he's an earthbender with something to prove.
Perfect. Second, Chris.
I am playing Sonnen Her, a waterbender who has taken a martial pacifism oath, so he is honor bound to not harm anyone in combat. And
Perfect.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you're good. I'm good to go.
Okay. And Andrew.
Hey guys, Andrew Knapp here, Sorty Joker on the YouTubes. I am playing Qing Dao, who is a master of two different fighting styles, the Iron Phoenix fighting style and the Divine Drunk fighting style. I've combined these two things together, and to accentuate this very agile and deceptive way of fighting, I use a gigantic fan called the Phoenix Fan.
Very nice. All right, so let's see here. So you have been called to meet with some of the most important people in the world for the last week. The mighty and famous Shen Yu, the Avatar Shen Yu, has been roaming around, destroying cities, tearing down cities, wrecking the place, absolutely destroying everything in his path, and no one has any idea why. He has obliterated large parts of the Earth Kingdom and the Fire Nation. The various leaders of these different nations are desperate for help, and so they have called you, some of the greatest warriors in the land, to hopefully try and either calm him down or take him out. So the Fire Lord, the Earth Queen, and the leaders of the Water and Air tribes are all standing waiting on this plateau of rock in the middle of nowhere, and they're attended each by like an elite cadre of warriors, and they've called you here. So you arrive to this this plateau. It is nighttime, clear skies. So if you want to narrate yourselves arriving to this place, how your character would arrive or anything like that, go ahead. So the kings are all, or the leaders are all standing there, looking nervous and waiting.
Somewhat out of place, the camera flashes white with the sound of photographing camera shots. Flashing, reflecting off of these black sunglasses. A group of fans has somehow followed him all the way out into this plateau in the middle of nowhere. They're trying to crowd around him, but armed security guards keep them back. He approaches the plateau. You see an object on his back wrapped in black cloth with flame decorations all around the cloth, and he lowers his sunglasses at the leaders of these nations. He turns to his fans, and he just does this, and two gouts of flame shoot out, and some of the fangirls begin to swoon and faint, and then the security guards just basically push them off the plateau.
Very nice. So who's next to
Not
arrive?
like to kill them, but like push them down the path, like get them out here.
Okay. So Son and her. Sonnen would have likely walked up a simple path, avoiding all of the fanfare that inevitably comes with a celebrity's presence. He would have simply waited until the party gathered all in one spot. And in idle passing of his time, he starts to form a small ball of water out of the moisture in the air and just passes it back and forth between his hands.
Very nice. So who's next?
So there's a sharp whistle as Mackie descends to the ground on a gust of air, carried afloat by this poppy red giant flying mantis with the face of a fleshy bear. And as he steps off the mantis, it abruptly snaps around him, enclosing him like a cloak. And atop his head, a gong. He tips it, chewing non-stop on this long piece of leaf that ends in fungus in his mouth. And he just nods silently.
Very nice. Alrighty.
I guess I'll go next. So, from this plateau is kind of in like a valley basin type area. Well, the valley basin being below it, but there's other plateaus. You hear this echoing scream of excitement and some metal hitting rock as Rinshu swings through the canyons at top speed, sailing past the fangirls, who are almost taken back by the sudden appearance of an earthbender. And he swings up, and with a casual like half turn in the air, he lands on the ground and pulls his cables back in and looks around, realizing that he probably should not have entered so boisterously.
Yeah, the Fire Lord particularly is unimpressed with this display, and he just kind of grimly shakes his head. And finally,
Laying in the dirt behind a couple bushes nearby, you can hear the snoring of a man that's deeply inebriated. A bubble starts to rise off of his upper lip, and it pops, and his eyes flutter. He leans forward and grabs next to him into a pouch and pulls out a watch, and he sees that he's about 10 minutes late. He stands up and starts brushing all the trash off of him. Takes his hat, which is a thatch hat, looks like it was made for the rice field, puts it on his head, tips it over his eyes, slings a huge barrel over his shoulder, takes the gourd that's laying almost empty next to him, takes a swig of it. The eyes roll in the back of his head, and he starts stumbling out of the brush, walking forward. And I want to create an advantage called fashionably late.
yes, do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll it. Is there anything? What skill would I use for that? I'm gonna say I would use my provocation.
That sounds reasonable, yeah.
So it's a 3.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so I come swaggering up while everyone's standing there. Some of them probably clearly irritated with me. Looks like I haven't bathed in a week. There's a little bit of a stench, some flies circling around this wicker hat, and I tip it up just enough so you can see this broken yellow smile.
Yeah, the various leaders are unimpressed, but the abbot of the air temple seems to have a sort of quiet respect for this sort of getup. So once you've all arrived, the Earth King will step forward, or Earth Queen, sorry, Hiyoshi, and she will say, "Well, thank you for coming. We've had a bit of a situation. Avatar Shen Yu has begun to assault my nation. I don't know what's happening. He's unstoppable. He's already attacked Almashu, and he's been burning huge tracts of land and destroying cities. We just have been totally unable to stop him. We just need you to go and speak with him, calm him down, something, take him out, anything."
Son and her will approach the Fire Lord and bow, of course, and he will say, "Has anyone noticed? Has anyone been able to determine whether or not the Avatar has been under his, own control, their own abilities, or perhaps maybe the control of others, someone else, or maybe even out of control in the Avatar state?"
So the Fire Lord, who is wearing quite a sharp suit and smoking this really thick cigar, and when he drags in the cigar, it creates a ridiculous amount of smoke, way more than would actually happen. So he blows this huge ring of smoke in your direction. "Well, it's all nonsense. He's a relic of an ancient time, and I've no time for this nonsense. He came to me some time ago, years ago, to warn me about my industry. I told him to go away. He has no place in this world now."
I pondered that for a moment as my character puts his hands to his chin.
So the chief of the water tribe steps forward and he said, "Do not be so disrespectful towards the Avatar. He maintains balance. And nature is out of balance. This is clear to see to anybody. The Fire Nation continues to deforest the land and to produce smoke and smog and poison our oceans. This is why the Avatar is angry. It must be."
Either way, you hear this sunglassed figure say, you actually see kind of like embers and smoke actually coming out from behind these sunglasses, and he says, "Either way, I'm not going to turn up an opportunity to fight the Avatar and write some soulful riffs with this."
Cascading my fingers and then bringing my fist in as if I'm trying to stop myself from burping or throwing up. "I heard that he destroyed the brewery at Tenshin, and for that I will kill him." And I look at him and my eyes widen.
The abbot. Go ahead.
Okay. Sonnen will look over at him and surely you jest. He is the Avatar.
I do not joke about my killing or my drinking.
And I'm sure his swallow's destruction should not go unchecked. And he should be at the full mercy of the law. We can't not simply kill him.
Oh, why not? I simply
He'll
kill
be
lots of
reborn.
things.
Where is the honor?
Reborn, eh? So I get to kill him twice.
And Gunn just shakes his head and he just says, "Aye, but my music will drive him back so far he'll never be born again. And if he does, he'll hear my music in his head over and over again."
"I do not think you understand the gravity of the task before you," says the abbot of the Air Temple. "This is not some thug that we're asking you to take out. This is the Avatar, the master of all elements. He's likely beyond your power. I would be careful. I would try and speak with him."
There is no power greater than music. And you almost
The abbot,
you kind of hear like a sound of like an electric solo almost playing as he says this.
the abbot just looks
And
very
wind.
kind of witheringly in your direction.
The
Rinshu
wind
has
kind of
tried to
blows
be,
its
very neutral during this whole time that they're basically asking him to, take his uncle down a notch. And at the moment, at the call out of nothing is more powerful than my music, he just kind of like shakes his head quietly before catching himself.
Simon notices that naturally, invoking my aspect of always noticing things. He's going to look at him and say, "You understand the gravity of this situation? These fools do not."
Yes, but Shen Yu and I have been distant. I know that he was troubled by the advancement of technology. He even despised the fact that I took up a gun. But I do not know where his mind is at nowadays.
So you would
Hopefully a
know.
discussion will work.
Sorry, you'd know that since the world is peaceful and prosperous, there hasn't been much need for Shen Yu. He's been quietly meditating for a very long time. Hasn't been seen for a very long time, and then literally out of nowhere, he just exploded from his place of rest to start destroying places.
I know that for some time he's been meditating, but I do not know what his meditations gave him as far as direction. I
Surely.
think it is worth investigating to see if he may be possessed by something from the spirit realms.
I would say that's fair.
If that is the case, take out your wrath on the spirit for destroying the spirits.
Oh yeah, if it's a spirit that was responsible for the destruction of that brewing company, I will destroy it. And holding up my gourd, I reach it out. What was the name of your character again, Chris? I didn't get it.
Rinshu.
Or no, not or Chris Manning rather.
Sonnen. I'll spell it.
Yeah, if you could, right there. So, or Sonen, is that how you're pronouncing it?
Sure.
Okay. So I hold my gourd out to you, hearing you and your nasty cough. Sounds like you need some medicine.
No thank you, sir.
And when you refuse my drink, my eyes narrow. Oh, what did you say? You'll turn down my drink?
And I look at him and I say, "I apologize if I offend, sir. However, it's a little early, and I feel that I must withhold, abstain even, until a later time."
He's very perturbed by this, and he turns and just starts downing the gourd.
Mackie interrupts and says, "A drink, a drink, a drink to chase the chew," and he offers his hand to you.
I look at Maki and my eyes narrow.
Did he
Who asked
narrate
you
his action?
for a drink?
Did Maki narrate his action and say a drink for Chew, and I hand to you, like he's speaking in poetic terms?
And sorry, what was that, Andrew?
I turn and my eyes narrow at you and I say, "Who offered you drink?"
Make a trade.
What does it look like? What does your chew look like?
It is a long piece of weed ending in a fungi.
Oh yeah, I'll trade that.
Okay.
So I'll give you one of the gourds.
What's that?
I said I have like gourds basically holstered all over my side. I just pop one off and hand it to you.
Awesome. As I grab it, a gust of wind just drifts this leaf towards you. But in my peripherals, I'm a little disturbed to give some of my precious chew away. But it's the weakest brand, the weakest potency. And,
Oh well,
and I don't say this but I say, this is top shelf. Top shelf stuff.
I grab it, and you see my temper start to recede, and I go back to talking normal. Oh, thank you.
A swig and a chew from me to you, and then he goes back to the group.
The Fire Lord is outraged at this nonsense that's going on, so he snorts out a cloud of smoke, fire with it. Enough! There are grave consequences. People are dying.
Gun nods, and you see he lowers his sunglasses, and you see the fire burning around his eyes, and he says, "Yeah, I had to cancel my tour to the Fire Nation because of this."
He turns to the Earth Queen. And he says, "These are the best warriors that we could find."
I'd like to suggest a use for your fans aspect. Let's see if we can make the Fire Lord one of your fans. Maybe he's pissed about the whole show being canceled too.
Maybe.
Sure. Does that mean I spend a fate point?
You could. Have you got rapport?
Yep.
All right, give me your rapport roll, and see how the Fire Lord feels about you.
All right. Oh, it's just a +1.
Okay. Do you want to invoke anything? You can invoke an aspect if you like for a fate point. You can either re-roll the roll, or you can get a +2 to your roll.
I won't. I don't think I'll invoke anything.
Okay. So the Fire Lord blows out another thick cloud of smoke. He says, "Yes, I've heard of you. You, Gun Lee, spreading that rock and roll around my nation."
And this avatar, he's hurt my fans.
What is wrong? What is wrong with good old-fashioned Shimasen music? What is wrong with the old-fashioned twanging? It has been our way for thousands of years, and here you come with these loud guitars and screeching songs. Nonsense, I say.
The problem, he says, and you see fire shoot out of his fingertips and kind of swirl up behind him. And he just says, is that your music lacks soul.
You would dare speak to me so? I am your king, your lord.
He just goes, I am Gun Lee. The fire shoots.
When he says that he is our king and our lord, I'm going to look to Maki and act like I'm whispering it, but I'm gonna say it loud enough for him to hear it and use my provoke skill and say more like our shit lord.
He's gonna like arch an arm behind his back for a low 5. Just really deep smile. Like fingers jiggling.
Tingling too.
And he's gonna smirk a little bit.
What I want to do, I want to create an advantage with it, another advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Called incensed. And here we go. I'm gonna once again use my provoke. It's a 3.
All right. He's provoked. He's angry. Jesus. So he drops into a stance, and flames begin to shoot from his hands and cover his fists. He drops into this low stance, and the air abbot says, "Diane, don't. We need them. Please, be calm, be reasonable. This wretch dares to speak to the Fire Lord, so he's got like flames coming off his eyebrows. Please calm down, we need them."
Solomon is going to run over. Well, I don't think he has to run. He's going to come over and say, I beg of you, disregard anything that these people say. They simply feel the need to show off around such magnanimous people. And I'm going to make like a rapport roll.
Sure.
Shoot. Only +1 average.
Alright, so the Fire Lord's having none of it, and he says, I've had enough of this. Go and fight the Avatar. Go and die. He turns on his heel, he throws the cigar down, and he leaves. Somewhat awkwardly, the Earth Queen kind of looks around and says, oh, Shen Yu was last seen near Omashu. That's where you should start your search. And I wouldn't go to the Fire Nation anytime soon.
As the party gathers to leave, Mackie will be scooping up the ashes of the cigar and like pocketing it like a crackhead.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so you see the Fire Lord and his flunkies get on this enormous airship and fly away into the distance. The other three leaders are still standing somewhat uncomfortably on the rock waiting for you guys to agree to the quest or something. The water chief says, well, will you do it? I mean, we need you. We have nowhere else to turn. Believe me, otherwise we wouldn't be asking you.
You expect me to fight the Avatar with these wannabes?
These wannabes are some of the greatest warriors that we know of.
You don't know many great warriors then, do you? Well, except one. He pushes his sunglasses.
So now the Earth Queen is pissed. How dare you? Who do you think you are? You're just a minstrel.
A minstrel? I am Gun Li, King of Rock.
No, I am the Earth Queen, Queen of Rock.
Damn.
We'll do it. We'll do it, my lady. I'll kill him.
At this point, I'm going to use my blood bending to stop him from talking.
Alright, so the leaders say, we need you to do this. Go to Omashu, that's where he was last seen. See if you can track him down and just put a stop to this.
Alright.
I'm going to just bow and say, I accept your task.
To kill an avatar, really.
To not necessarily kill an avatar, guys.
Right.
It can only end in death.
Right, so the various leaders leave and leave you guys standing there on that plateau with some screaming fans below.
Well, how many of you guys can fly?
I would like to consult with my agent to get a quick way to Omashu.
Sure.
So is that contact then?
Yeah, contact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a +1 again. Damn it.
Your agent is like, no way can I get you an airship at this time of night.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to get an airship?
I mean, you've made a serious enemy of the Fire Lord, so I don't think you're going to get any of that.
Hey, I know a guy with a cart. Can I try to get him to come pick us up?
That's because weirdly, after the Fire Lord left, all of the airships suddenly could not leave port.
You have to sit next to the guy's cabbages, though.
Yeah, if you want to get a cart, I mean, you guys can, some of you can fly, I'm sure, and bend your way there.
Alright, I'm gonna give us a cart.
Well, there's the Mandalore.
That is a 0.
So your cart guy is like, no fucking way am I driving you all the way to Omashu.
So I have no contacts or resources, so I'm just gonna sit here like, I just live my own life, guys.
Looks like you're walking.
Oh no, I'm bending there.
I would like to use resources to attempt to get a some sort of like, I know there's cars in the Korra version. This is pretty advanced.
Yeah.
So Alright, that's a good, and I'm also going to invoke adoring fans to get one of them to lend me their car.
Okay.
So that's a
All right.
+5.
Yeah, that works. So one of your fans will provide you with a minivan that you guys can drive across to get you to Omashu.
And Gunley just steps inside and goes, "This reminds me of when I first started touring." Rad.
All right,
And he
so let's.
just... Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, guys, you want me to drive?
Gunley just shakes his head.
All right, so that's going to end that scene. That was interesting. Not how I expected that to go. All right, so sometime later you arrive at Omashu, which is the last known whereabouts of Shen Yu. And as you kind of crest the hill and you arrive at the long bridge that leads to the city, you find it a smoldering ruin. Nothing left. It's totally burnt and destroyed. Rubble all over the place, and smoke still coming from many parts of the city. Walking into the city, you can see signs of combat where groups of people had clearly tried to defend the place, but had just been totally blown away, burnt to a cinder, or crushed beneath rocks. The destruction is pretty much total.
My character is going to see if he. Excuse me if I'm wrong with this. An investigate role would be something along the lines of having to track, right?
Yep, perfect.
All right. Alrighty. My character is going to look at the destruction and try to figure out if he can't figure out. It's only a good.
That's fine, yeah. So, well, you don't find you can find a pretty clear path of where Shen Yu went. There's like almost just like a hole cut through the center of the city where he just flew through and wrecked the place. But looking around, you also notice about a block away, there's quite a large barricade around one of the larger buildings, and you see on this barricade a man sitting there with a long rifle kind of over his lap, looking in the other direction.
Getting deathly serious, I say,
Oh, he has a gun. We better kill him.
He's not alone, and you're going to see that Renshu pulls up a 9mm and then slides the mechanism back.
Whoa, gentlemen.
Totally unheard of for vendors, by the way.
Whoa, gentlemen, hey. You know, perhaps we could ask you first. I will gladly go up there and do it myself if you feel that it is too dangerous for a master martial artist and vendor to do so.
well, seeing the idea of you dying does appeal to me. Please, go talk to him.
I bow, of course.
Do not call me a coward. He's just going to immediately shoot off that direction.
As you do that, you actually feel like heat pass over your head as you see Gun Lee just jet propulsing over you.
so
I have something to
Jesus
prove,
fucking
so I'm going to
Christ.
start bending to try and speed myself up, too.
All right, let's both of you guys do a bending roll, and we'll see who gets there first.
I'm gonna also do it. I'm gonna actually what my character's gonna do is form little ice discs and walk on them.
Very nice.
Great, +4.
Oh.
Looks like we tied.
Yeah.
So at pretty much exactly the same time, Gun Lee and Renshu will arrive with this thunder of fire and earth, and the guy sitting there just goes. He like throws his gun in the air and like, catches it and like points it shakily in your direction.
I kind of positioned myself. I like put my shoulder like in front of what's your character's name again?
Renshu.
Red Shoe. Yeah. He just kind of he says, "Hello, old man. I am Gun Lee."
So he says, "That's far enough. No further."
He's just gonna kind of like lean around and then like wiggle a finger up and try and bend his barrel up so he can't fire the gun at us.
Okay. All right. So gives a bending roll.
All right, that was fantastic.
Oh yeah. So he just holds the gun. Yep. And it goes. It's like. Woo! So he like drops it. And then very slowly puts his hands up. He says, "Okay, I don't want no trouble. I'm just guarding this place."
Guarding it from what?
You guys, benders.
Why benders?
Well, I mean, look at the place.
Well, hold on. We were told. How many people attacked this place?
Just the one.
Well, then why would you be after benders when you full know well who did this?
Well, benders worship the Avatar, right? I mean, something like that.
No. What type of nonsense is that?
Well, we don't have many of them here in the city. We didn't, I guess. We certainly don't now.
Did any benders try to fight the Avatar?
Some of them.
Then why would you assume we worship them?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of questions.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
And so then this you hear like a from behind you. And turning around, you'll see up on a window another guy with a gun pointing in your direction. And he says, alrighty. Let's everybody calm down. Let's not bend anymore.
My character's going to raise his hands, put his feet together on a single disc of ice, float slowly up and say, "Hello, sir. My name is Sonnen. I'm going to raise a hand out and in true friendship and say, it's good to meet you. I mean no harm."
He shoots you.
I have not turned around, but if he has a problem with it, I'm still holding the gun.
Yeah. So as you float up, he thinks it's an aggressive move and he shoots. So
does he? So so how exactly do I do anything to dodge this? Everything's opposed, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna roll his shoot, and you're gonna roll athletics, most likely to dodge out of the way, or chi if that's better. You can try and block it with that.
Can I try to block it with bending somehow?
If you can explain it to me.
What's your trouble aspect, Chris?
My trouble aspect is I won't cause harm to anyone.
I want to compel you to take the attack without trying to dodge it, so the man can see the error of his ways. If you accept, I will give you a fate point.
Yes.
Okay.
My character is going to sit there and be like, boom! He's not even going to lower his hands. He says, and then he's going to outright his hands. I mean you no harm.
All right. Very nice. So you'll get that fate point, and you'll take 3 shifts of damage. So your 3 bucks, you should take that. As this guy shoots you right in the shoulder, and he says, "I said, don't move, don't move." And you can see that this guy's kind of dotted around the place, all with similar weapons, all very shaky, all very nervous.
Alrighty. And then I'm going to say to him, we truly mean you sincerely. No harm. We came here to see what happened, to see if we can help, see if we can protect you. We're glad to see there are survivors.
Well, I mean, he came here like the fury of heaven, and just laid waste to the city. I've never seen anything like it. When he finished, he went east. He's probably going to Ba Sing Se next. I'll have to go through the forest on the way. Can you spare some food or anything like that? I mean, it's hard going here.
I look to Gun Lee.
Merchant to come with us, but he was too scared.
Well, so this guy is definitely nervous. And behind you, this confident voice says, "Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to take it from you then." And you'll turn to see this very dramatic-looking guy with huge eyebrows and a pointy beard, with this this big pistol pointed in your direction. He says, "I have had enough of this. You benders, you come around here, you think you're so important. Well, you're not." Ha ha!
Gunley just shakes his head and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm going to try and do the rapport thing again.
Okay.
Alright, that's a good. And, yeah.
I'd like to tempt Andrew for his deceptively agile. I think this is the time where we're actually going to see it, and Tsingtao just like immediately leap up like completely unexpected and get the jump on this guy. I'll give you one of my fate points if you take it.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
So immediately when I see the man there with the pistol, I jump up in the air, flicking out my fan. You see it extend. It's about 5 feet in diameter, really huge, razor sharp edge, like it looks like it's meant to decapitate people. I hold a chain connected to the bottom of it in my left hand, and I start swinging it around, and I chuck it full motion at this guy over the top of the rampart.
Alrighty,
So I'm going to make a shooting attack. I'm going to use my aspect, so I'm going to spend a fate point too, and use Wielder of the Phoenix Fan.
Okay.
So that's going to bump it up to 2, so that's going to make it a 6. And it will be a 6.
Alright, so he's not gonna... Alright, yeah. So you slice into him with it. What is your plan here, to kill or to maim?
I want to kill.
Alright. So he's standing there very confident with all his buddies around. He's got this kind of very fancy flintlock pistol looking thing. It's designed to look that way, but it's definitely more effective than that. He's got it pointed very confidently, and then this fan comes, slices his arm off at the elbow. And for a second, he's still like, and then he realizes, and he just starts screaming, and blood is fountain everywhere.
Oh yeah, and I pull the fan back too. Like after it takes the arm, I rip on that chain, and it back over the rampart.
Is it possible for me to? Is it possible for me to use my blood bending to force his arm out of the way?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Not in this situation.
Fair enough.
So the arm is gone. He is screaming. He's fallen to the ground.
Can I use my blood bending to stop his bleeding?
Sure, let's try that.
Epic.
Oh yeah. Very nice. Alright, so he's screaming, and the blood, you see him fall, and blood just fountains up. And then you bend, and then the blood stops fountaining.
Whatever you bend.
Yeah. So he stands up with this stump of an arm that somehow isn't bleeding, and he just looks around and he says, "Well, fucking get them!" So now we'll do some initiative and battle.
Oh gosh.
Alright, so what we roll for initiative?
Notice, right?
Sorry?
I said if I remember right, initiative uses notice, correct?
Notice, yeah.
Awesome.
Is my mic coming through clear now?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay.
My
That's
initiative
fair.
is +0.
about that awesome fucking initiative, guys?
Yeah.
So a plus or minus blanks would be negative.
Are you rolling with Fate Roller, Matt?
Yeah, not fate roller, dice roller. Oh, okay. Whoops, my bad.
This Fate Roller does it all for you. It's really handy.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay. Rolls the dice. So
All right.
I got +3.
Excellent. Alrighty. Well, then, Maki, you are first.
Okay, so Mackie is going to use his shoot gong skill to manipulate his gong via airbending to try to take the footing out from the first one coming at them.
Okay.
And so with that, I would roll the shoot skill. So that's +3. So a good +3.
All right.
And oh, you
Okay.
can.
So
I can see you. Okay, I've never used this before. Awesome.
yeah. So it's a tie, and in the event of a tie, let me get my cheat sheet for a second here. So you miss, or you can succeed at a minor cost.
I'm gonna
So
succeed at a minor cost because Mackie is a reckless. So
okay, I like it. All right. So then you will do that damage. That's good. And the minor cost will be revealed at a later date.
cool.
So then, it's between Sonnen and Renshu, so I don't know, whichever. I feel
So
like
you can-
Renshu's probably quicker, so let's have Renshu go.
Okay. Renshu's gonna like wheel around and just completely fling his arm, all Hollywood movie style, and he's actually gonna bend the bullet.
Love it.
And he's going for the stump guy, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Because
So I'm going
he's tired of that guy's mouth. Cut the head off the snake, be done with the fight.
Oh, yeah. So you succeed with style. So.
I'd like to create an advantage for the situation for my succeed with style, and it would be lowered morale or something similar to that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So when you succeed with style on an attack, you get a boost, not an aspect. So it's temporary, but yeah.
Yeah.
So lowered morale. So that's there for anyone to invoke if they so choose. Sonnen, you're next.
Alright. Sonnen is going to look at everything that's going on. He, Can I blast a bunch of people back into the rooms using, like, some water vapor?
Sounds good to me, yeah. Give me a bending roll.
Absolutely. Great.
Okay. Alright, I'm just going to give them like an athletics to jump out of the way. Ooh, okay. So that's going to be a tie. So again, it's either you miss or you succeed at a minor cost.
Sonnen is patient. It's going to miss.
Okay, no problem. They're going to go next. So a group of 3 of them is going to run up towards, let's see here, Gun Lee. They're going to run up towards you and they're going to try and hit you with their swords. So let's see how that goes. Ooh, very badly. All right, so give me a defense there, Gun Lee.
What I would like to do for my defense is just put my hands downwards and then like jettison myself out with the jet propulsion.
I like
Can
it.
I make a bending roll for that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Oh, good lord. All right, so, I mean, yeah, I'm going to let you create an aspect for the scene because it's such a huge gap.
All right. So, what would that look like?
So you're flying up into the air on
Yeah.
a jet of fire, are you?
Yeah.
So maybe like...
Is it possible I could land someplace high?
Yep,
Well,
definitely.
okay. Could that be could that be an aspect? Like,
maybe like vantage point or something.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say you could do like I have the higher ground or something like that.
the high ground.
That's the one.
I have the high
Yeah.
ground. So I'm gonna land on top of like a large pillar or something like that.
Okay, very nice. Another two of them are going to run towards Qingdao and try and smack him around. Okay, it's just going to be a 3, so gives a dodge.
Are they coming off the rampart to get me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, here we go. I'm going to use athletics, so get a 3. It'll be a good.
All right, so that's a tie. Hmm. All right, so they are going to miss, I guess. No, they're going to succeed at a minor cost. And that minor cost is up to you, I guess. Let's do it that way.
Okay. So they will hit me, but one of them overextending themselves to come with an attack is going to impale themselves on an errant spike that's sticking out of the bottom of the barricade.
Yep. It happens. Alright, so you're like fucking dodging out of the way, and one of them just goes wah, splat.
Yep.
So you will take just 2 shifts of damage.
Okay.
Alright. Then we've got the remaining 2. They're going to shoot their guns once at Maki and once at Renshu. So they're good at guns. Alright, that's for Maki.
Okay. So in this case, I would roll.
You could use athletics. You could use your bending to try and blow the bullets away, or you could maybe use your chi if you've got a good chi.
I'm gonna use my.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So you managed to like deflect the bullet or something like that with your ridiculous kung fu powers.
Amazing.
And then they're going to shoot at Renshu. Ooh, and just get a 2.
Okay, I'm gonna bend the bullet, and if I succeed with style, can I reflect it at somebody else?
Yes. Oh, you do as well. All right. All right. So this guy is like lining up his shot nicely, and as it fires, it just thunk into another guy, I guess. Yeah. So this guy gets shot in the ass, and he's like, "Ah!" Ow. One of the guys on Gun Lee. So then it's going to be Xingdao's turn.
Okay, so as this guy impales himself on the pole, he gets a hit off on me. I do a backhand flip backwards, kick up off of the wall, spin around, and come flying down once again with the fan, trying to chop one of the guys in half.
Very nice.
Once again, I'm going to use another fate point, and I'm going to use Wielder of the Phoenix Fan. So here we go. 6. And it's going to be a legendary.
Oh, good lord. These guys are a little bit outclassed. So what's their dodge? Oh, it's just a 3. Okay. It's a succeeded stop. So you get to you can, if you want to, reduce the damage by 1 to apply a boost to the scene.
My boost is going to be strikes from the shadows because I'm using the shadows as the rampart to obscure their vision.
Okay, very nice. And And I'm just going to say your weapon is like a normal weapon. It does 2. So then you'll be doing 4 shit. Ooh, ouch. So you're very much hurt. Actually kill one of the 2.
Okay, so the one that it kills,
Mhm.
it catches him in the waist and saws right across the waistline. His body's in motion when it hits, and the top of him continues forward and like tumbles and like rolls down the side of the hill.
Very nice.
And once again, I yank the chain back and grab it.
Looking sweet. Gunley?
Alright, so Gunley lands on this platform, and you see him like press a button, and there's this microphone by his face, and the camera kind of, you just hear this sound like fabric being unraveled in the blackness. The black fabric kind of falls towards the camera and then falls away, and you see him there holding this large metal guitar. There's like smoke coming out of one end of it. And he just begins to play a solo, and he just goes further and further and further up the neck, and his fingers are like smoking, and electricity begins to arc out, and it's going to shoot down. And I want to attempt to like hit a structure and like collapse it on some of these guys.
Gotcha, okay. So a lot of the guys are in the open, but if you wanted to like try and collapse a building on one of the guys with the guns who are like in the building still, that's very doable.
Yeah. Alright, so would that be a bending rule?
Yes, yeah. I'm going to say it's quite difficult because you're using lightning, right?
Yeah.
So it's trickier than firebending. So let's say your target's a 4.
I just got a superb.
All right. Got it. Nice.
So he just yells, "This is for the fans back home!" Yeah, exactly.
All right. So this building collapses on top of this guy. Very nice. Mackie, it's your turn again.
Okay, so the gong that he would have chucked would still be airborne. It would have just caught his foot and kept going. But he's going to use his airbending to kind of swing it around to clip one of them in the back. And I'll see what it actually does. Okay, so would I just roll it +0?
Well, it depends. Did you pick bending as one of your skills?
Yes.
What is it at?
It's at +4.
Okay, so that's +4.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right.
So success?
Yes, I think so. I'm going to see if they jump.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a success. It's a big success.
Okay, cool. So so you see these metal flaps open along the perimeter of the gong as the wind catches its edges, and it just starts spinning violently, and it comes back and smashes into them. And what is a boost?
So it's like a temporary aspect that's on the scene. So, for example, if you were fighting somebody and you like punch them in the leg or something, you could say, you know, they have a dead leg. You could put that boost on them, or you could say that if you sneak around, if you like are dodging, you could say you flanked somebody, and that's like a thing you have for one turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that the loud booming noise of the gong smashing into the back of his head caused him to feel drunk and disoriented, like puking vertigo. And
Okay,
that kind of pairs with one of my aspects, so that works.
perfect. So drunken disoriented is there. He's feeling that, not having a good time.
The other thing you can do with boosts, like I did the lowered morale, if somebody wanted to provoke, they could actually use that boost because it's out there for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, so these boosts are there for everybody, so anybody can use them if you need them, kind of, you know. So
how what does it do mechanically? Does it add 1 or -1 to a roll?
2.
right, so it's an aspect on the scene which, when you invoke it, it gives you +2 to your roll.
Oh, +2 dice or +2 flat?
+2 flat.
Flat,
Nice.
which is much better.
Right.
Do you have to spend a fate point to invoke it, though?
Nope, it's free.
No, the boosts are free.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys are succeeding big time. There's a lot of boosts out there. So next is going to be Renshu.
Okay. So, seeing Gun Lee whip out the lightning bending there, I can't let him show me up. we've got this rivalry going. So I'm going to actually spend a fate point to activate my lava bending. And what he's going to do is he's going to jam his metal cables into the ground, and you're going to feel like this rumbling. And after a few seconds, he pulls up this lump of lava, and he starts swinging it around like it's a meteor hammer, just around his body and all over. And then he kind of like does this whipping sensation, tries to take out the building that some of the shooters are on. He's not even going for people at this point.
Love it. Excellent. All right, so give me a bending roll to see how effective that is. Okay, great is fine. Yeah, you managed to pull it off. So you smash what appears to be a load-bearing column, and one of the buildings just starts to crumble, and the guys inside are like, oh, shit.
Okay, so am I next in the initiative?
You are, yeah.
So I'm going to, thinking quickly, use my blood bending to get them all, move them all from their windows and rooms and shit. Put them all on the ground near us, stunned, like they can't move once they're there. So
Okay.
I'm going to do that.
That is super tough. Like, bloodbending one person is hard. Bloodbending enough people to like jump them out of a building
Sure.
at the same time is super difficult. So it's going to be
I
like
agree.
a 7 to pull that off.
All right, I'm going to invoke.
Like throw water over to him and try and wash him away.
Well, that could cause their harm, and I'm not about.
You could
that.
also try and like prop up the building with ice or something, or
Sure, absolutely. But I don't want to directly counteract what a player's going to do.
I got you.
Can
It's just,
I?
you know, in the setting, the bloodbending thing is like really difficult in the first place.
Absolutely, I know. Yeah, I know. I do know. You said it's gonna be a +7 to hit, +7 to work.
Mm-hmm.
Can I invoke?
It's achievable though if you invoke some things.
Yeah, can I invoke their lowered morale?
Mm,
Doesn't matter anyway.
okay. Yeah. Alright, so I guess it's too difficult. You're trying to control these different bodies and all this different blood, and it's just too much for you to handle. So some of them kind of stumble towards the window, but then they fall like marionettes, just fall on the ground, and the building collapses.
No! I fall on my knees and I scream and I slam my fist into the ground and I say, "What have I done, gods forsake? Forgive me."
So they go next, and looking around and seeing the absolute devastation you've caused, they just start to fucking run away as quickly as they can. They're like climbing over buildings and stuff to try and get away. They're running into buildings and just desperately trying to escape. They did not anticipate this level of an ass whooping. So they're all just spending their turn running away as quickly as possible. Then it is Tsingdao.
So as the one starts to run away in front of me, I'm going to use my shadow boost and duck into it, like duck into the shadow of the rampart. Once he loses me in his vision, I'm running beside him, just a little bit behind him. I pull out one of my gourds and start chugging it. When it reaches the top, you see my cheeks puff out, and I click the fan, and a flame sparks. I'm going to fire breathe on him and try to engulf his entire body in fire.
Love it.
Here we go. So that's going to be a +2. I'm going to be doing it with fight, so we're at a 6. Ooh, so it's only a 3. Actually, I'm going to use my last fate point and re-roll it.
Okay.
That'll be a 6.
All right, so I'm going to give him a chance to jump out of the way, but it's not a good chance. All right, okay, yeah, so it's a successful style. He's up in flames. He burns to a crisp.
I'm going to reduce the damage. I'm going to create a boost. I know I'm going to die. I want to take my best friend with me.
Okay. I like it. So then, Gunli, you're next.
Okay, so my trouble is never steal my spotlight, so after seeing this earthbender rip this lava out of the ground and take out a building, he just you see his the smoke from underneath his sunglasses kind of intensifies, and he turns his guitar so that the neck faces towards some of these running guys, and he hits a bass note, and you see this fire beginning to kind of appear on the end of the neck, and then he just pulls it forward, and this massive gout of flame just shoots out towards a building to basically block their exit.
All right, yeah, I like it. I like where your head's at.
All right,
You're trying to collapse an even bigger building. Is that what I'm getting here?
Sure.
Okay. All right, you can have a fate point for playing it for trouble.
All right. That is a fantastic.
It's a broken building. So you smash into this building, and it just burns through the wooden supports, and the building just massive cloud of dust all over the place, and a lot of dead people.
Yeah, and he's just kind of playing that last note like really, really fast.
Like in a power stance, like
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. So that's pretty much all the bad guys dead. So
After the fight, Rinshu's going to turn to Gudley. He's like, "That was awesome."
And Gunley just kind of.
It should be noted that Rinshu's probably the younger one out of this group. He's about 16.
Okay, Sonnen is going to dig through the remains and try to find anyone he can heal.
As the Earthbender says, "That was awesome," you see Gunley just sliding down this like high ground that he was on, and he lands next to him, and he just goes, "I don't do autographs, kid. Not on the job."
all right. So Sonnen, you find one guy, just his head and his arm poking out of the rubble, and he's just like,
Alright. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go
kill
up to
me.
How loud does he say "kill me"?
he's kind of kill me. You can probably hear it, I guess.
Okay. While he's
I'm
walking
gonna-
up on it, I want to throw my fan and try to kill him.
I'm going to move the fan out of my way with my bending.
All right. So
Okay.
let's do an opposed roll, right? You do your bending, and you do your shoot, I guess, right?
All right, I'm going to use my advantage that I created earlier that I get my free invoke out of, called Fashionably Late.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. It's a 5.
All right. So, so you like bend some water in the way, but the fan just slices right through and smashes this guy in the face. And it's quite a bit of like drag as you pull the chain back. It's like a clunk. And just a smile appears in the guy's face as he's finally relieved of the agony that he was in.
When the fan strikes his head, you hear this dramatic like strumming on a guxian, which is like a kodo, like a Chinese kodo, as the camera pans on his face, and it just sits there with it nailed in it, and then part of the face starts to slide off. And I have to pull it a couple times on the end, but I finally like rake it, and the head just explodes like a melon and goes flying in the air.
Very nice.
I look at the party and I say, "Is all you know destruction and death?"
Yes, sir. Yes.
And I flare my eyes, looking at you like a crazy person.
I'll have that drink now.
Get your own drink.
I waterbend his alcohol or whatever it may or may not be out of his water
Love it.
bag.
Okay, I will try to use my athletics to jump and grab it. Athletics of 3. I got a 4.
All right, so it's tie.
That's called a failure.
Okay.
So yeah, you know what? I just jump up and I grab that shit. What?
So there's one remaining guy with the arm, right? He's like missing an arm. He's just got a bullet in him, and he just like crawls and falls down the rubble. The Avatar. You have to stop him. Also, fuck you.
Well, I'll fucking throw up my fan again if no one else will.
Oh, I was muted there. I was gonna say I'll just drop the ball of lava off.
Oh my goodness.
Just be like, well, I'm done with this thing, and then just let it fall on him.
Alright, so he screams in agony for about half a second and then he's dead. Heroes of the world.
Mac is reclaimed as Gong and is blowing smoke rings as this chaos goes on behind him.
Gunley has returned to the...
Dramatically in the past couple hundred years.
Gunley has returned to the minivan, and he's kind of driven it up a bit, and he, there's like several like bobbleheads of like one of them's an Avatar Aang, and he just kind of pops it. He just goes, "All right, are any of you coming with me to Ba Sing Se, or you're just gonna stay here?"
So as you get ready, Mono, the the mantis bear, is just like chewing on the head of one of the dead people.
Amazing. Mono, yep. And,
Alright, so you guys get into the van, I guess, and we will travel onwards.
I'll definitely be on top of the van, which just like Crossing.
Gotcha.
I'm eating the shrooms that he gave me from earlier.
Yeah.
And I want to create an advantage called time travel.
Alright. I guess you'd use your will for that, maybe?
Alright, here we go.
He's trying to will himself into a deeper.
It's a 1.
That's not happening, no.
So like I'm just back there like pounding these shrooms, and my eyes are starting to get glazed over as I'm seeing like bright lights outside the van, and I'm like, whoa, like how fast are we going, dude?
So my character is going to be sitting there, and he's going to be meditating on the way there, and I want to create an advantage called thoughtful meditation. Do I have to do a similar situation?
Yeah, you can use your chi probably, or your will, whichever you prefer.
I would prefer to use my will.
Okay.
But it doesn't fucking matter.
No, it's hard to meditate with all these psychopaths around.
I noticed.
Alright, so you guys drive for quite some time, and then you get to the forest that the guys mentioned, and you see immediately the path that the Avatar has taken through this forest. There's basically maybe like a 30-foot circular hole where he's clearly just like blasted through. So the trail is very easy to follow. You can probably drive through it if you wanted to. Sam, so you just got to the forest, and there is a clear trail of where the Avatar has gone. There's like a 30-foot hole that's been burnt through the forest. I was saying you could probably drive through it if you want to do it. It's big enough.
I'll just keep driving.
Alright. So going through this forest, you notice that it's literally he's just cut a path directly through it. And after maybe 45 minutes of driving down this path, you get to this clearing, and in the clearing there's a platform about 20 feet high, and on the side you're facing there's a symbol of fire, the Chinese character for fire, and you can see kind of to one side there's a symbol for air, and on it is sitting this guy, cross-legged, meditating. He's got long black hair, sort of a pointed black beard, and he's wearing these greenish robes. He's just sitting there meditating. And as the car pulls up very noisily, he just kind of opens one eye, goes back to meditating.
So Sonnen is going to get out of the vehicle, is going to respectfully walk up, but not too close, kneel down, cross-legged, and begin meditating next to him.
Who's driving the van?
Not Sun.
I think Gun Lee is.
Who is it? It's
Yeah,
Gun Lee.
Gun Lee is.
Gun Lee, I'm gonna lean over into the front and I'm gonna say, "How tough is the grill on this thing?"
Oh goddamn!
Do I recognize him?
Grill just, Gun just like shrugs his shoulders.
All right, I want to try to appraise the van's stability.
Do I,
What would
do I
you say
recognize
that is,
this
my
in
man?
meditation?
That's a good question. Let's call that lore, I guess.
Okay. So what I'm really doing is I'm trying to create an advantage with the structural ability of the van.
Okay.
Nope, it's a 0.
All right. The van is sturdy, but it's not like a tank or anything. He's up on a platform too, so you wouldn't be able to drive on him.
There's not like a way up onto the platform.
No, he's obviously left up there somehow. Yeah, Renshu is definitely Shen Yu.
How tall is the platform?
It's about 20 feet.
Is there like support pillars beneath it?
No, it's literally just a slab of rock that's come out of the ground.
Okay. So my guy's a little bit high at this point, and I go, I don't know, man. Do you think you could break the stone?
Gutley just pops the door and steps out, and he just goes, "If you want to, go ahead."
Immediately, without thought, Renshu scrambles out the same door that Gun Lee just came out of.
So seeing you guys run around like whatever crazy people you are, he opens his eyes and he says, "Hello there."
Sodden says hello. I believe you are the Avatar.
I am. And you?
I am Sonnen. Bye, sweetheart. Bye, sweetheart. I am Sonnen of the Water People. And I regret to inform you that we believe you've been doing some pretty messed up stuff, man.
And you, son of the Water Tribe, believe yourself to be more wise in these matters than I.
No, that's why I asked to see if it was true.
You know, or do you know, what the Avatar is for, what my purpose is on this earth?
Maintaining a balance of all things.
A balance, exactly. Currently, the world is out of balance. You may have noticed. Mankind has become a blight on this earth. The balance has been destroyed. The fires of industry and lust for gold has turned this world into a hellish place. Forests are destroyed, oceans are polluted, animals hunted to extinction. This is not balance. My role is to keep the balance, and I shall do so, and I have been doing so.
Well, I would like to ask, and forgive me if I am incorrect here, sir. If you were to destroy all humans, wouldn't there become a point where there would be no more Avatar and therefore no more balance?
It is not my will to destroy all humans. It is my will to do away with the fires of industry and the destruction of nature. My warnings went unheard for years. I spoke to the Earth King, to the Fire Lord, and they would not listen. I told them what would have to happen, that I would be forced to restore balance. And they did not listen. I warned them many times over the years.
Sonnen sits there, his legs crossed, his eyes scrunched. He's uneasy. He does not know what to do. For the words he speaks are true.
Gunley just jet propels himself up onto this rock and he lands in front of the Avatar, smoke kind of billowing out around him. and he kind of unslings his guitar, and he just says, "I understand that you're the Avatar."
That is right. Can I help you?
You can die.
And then he flicks a hand and hopefully launches you like 50 feet away.
Feel the need to center my chi now.
Alright, so give me a defense roll there.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is, if he's using airbending,
He is.
I'm going to like use my firebending to propel me towards him to counteract it.
Okay.
So I got a legendary.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you managed to stay in place. And he kind of cocks an eyebrow and says, "Impressive."
And he just plucks a string on his guitar and he says, "That's the power of music, baby."
I am not a baby.
He points the guitar's neck towards him and he says, "You will be when you're reborn, very, very soon." And he plucks a bass note, and I'm gonna fire
up. He has no humor.
I'm gonna firebend his face off. So
Alright, let's do it.
is that a bending roll?
Yep.
All right. That is a great.
Okay, so he remains seated, raises a hand, and simply dispels your fire, and he's going to invoke Master of All Elements. Do this. Yeah, so he just sits there and raises a hand, and your fire just spreads in front of him. Says, "I don't think you'll be killing me. There's no need for you to kill me. Do you not care about balance in the world? The spirits wail constantly. They scream and cry and roar their rage. I have to appease them."
When he says whale, I slam my hand on the horn from down at the bottom of the platform and just like keep it on it. And I want to provoke him.
All right.
Okay. Or actually, what I'll do with it, I'm gonna create an advantage called "No more dancing around the issue."
Okay.
So here we go. It's a 2.
All right. So he's going to make a will to resist, I guess. All right. So it's a tie. So I think you can succeed at a cost, right?
Yep, I'll succeed at a cost.
All right. So he definitely gets angry, and he stands up and he flips a hand in the direction of the car, and it topples onto its side, with you inside. And he says, "Enough! I haven't the time for this." And he leaps up into the air and begins to fly away through the forest. He's leaping
Not
from
so
tree
fast,
to
old
tree to
man.
tree.
Not so fast, old man. You haven't even seen the main act, and I'm going to wail on my guitar again and send a bolt of lightning at him.
Well, I'm going to use my waterbending to have the trees grab him and hold him.
Okay.
That's great.
All right. So he's going to try and blast the trees out of the way, which he does.
Wow.
So you move them towards, and he just goes. Big plume of flame shoots out, and he begins again to hop from tree to tree. You can see he's running in the direction of a mountain up ahead.
Mackie is going to, with the toss of the car, leap off the car that he was sitting on, and try to take flight via Mono, the mantis bear.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
And will I need to do an athletics to do that?
No, Mano can fly. It's just a fact that he can do that. Yeah, he can fly.
Okay, and I'm going to use my airbending to create a very helpful current to try to catch up quickly.
Okay, perfect. So give me a bending roll.
I'm also trying to hit the avatar with a lightning bolt.
Okay.
I'm also trying to impale him in the back with my fan.
I got
Right, so
good.
let's do lightning.
I'm just trying to focus my chi.
Okay, sure.
Can my character start to do I don't even know.
All right, so fair. That's for your chi, is it?
Yeah, so no chi armor for me.
Okay. When you focus your chi, you can get a chi armor. It's like a protective sort of when you center your energies and stuff.
Right.
All right,
I got an epic to hit the avatar.
All right, he's going to try and counterbend you. Ooh, so it's a success with style. Very nice. So you can create a boost if you reduce your damage by 1, or you can do 3 damage.
Actually, I misread it.
That's succeeding with style, right?
Yeah, you succeed with style. So as I said, you can reduce the damage by 1 to gain a boost on the scene, or you can just do the 3 damage.
Well, I have the Dragon Rules Fields thing, so when I succeed with style on an attack, I gain a boost with a +3 bonus instead of the usual +2 without reducing the value of my attack.
Very nice. Okay. So then you do the 3, and you get a boost that's +3. What is the boost going to be?
The boost is a thunderstorm. That is.
You can call it maybe like clouds roll in or something like that.
Yeah. And I can use that to gain like maybe bonuses to like maybe my lightning or like intimidate or anything like that.
I'd like
No
to
problem.
rename
Provoking.
it to fucking talk. Or-
That was terrifying.
I'd like to rename it to Riders on the Storm.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I chuck my fan at him?
You sure can.
I kick the door off the van and jump out of it, already like spinning the fan around. You shouldn't have done that! And I let her fly. And my idea for this is I'm not trying to actually cut him with the fan. I want to wrap him in the chain with it.
Okay.
So I'm like trying to fish him with the chain.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my advantage that I created called Let's Stop Dancing Around the Issue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 5.
Okay. Okay, so he manages to escape. So the chain kind of just about wraps around his foot, and then he kicks it away, and it drops to the ground. And he leaps onto a branch, and then leaps to another one. And he turns around, and he does a sort of gesture, very Bruce Lee style, and then continues up the mountain.
So with a grid, do you think Mackie would be able to take advantage of riding the storm?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Chris, you got some background noise. I'm going to mute you there.
Do you think Mackie would be able to take advantage of Riders on the Storm to catch up?
Yeah, if Sam lets you do it, absolutely.
Yes, that's what it does. It makes us all faster. Wins.
Perfect. All right, so you get a +3 to this roll to catch up.
I meant to say earlier, I did misread it. A fair will get you chi armor, anything above average.
Okay, perfect.
3. Oh, +3? Okay, so...
All right, yeah, so you're zipping ahead. Mono zipping through the air with this terrifying buzzing noise because he's the size of a bear as he flies through the air after the avatar.
Saliva behind me.
I'm gonna follow using my my bending to propel myself forward, and also do a add the free invocation from the Rider of the Storm to catch up. So that's a bending roll.
It's just one time you get to use Rider of the Storm because it's a boost. You can pay a fate point to use it again.
Okay. I'll use it to catch up.
Okay.
All right, so that is a 8.
Yep, you're zipping ahead, shockingly fast on this gout of flame. So you guys are chasing up the mountain, and you come to the top of this mountain, and there's this huge tree, easily 100 feet tall, 50 feet wide. It spreads from the top of the mountain. Pink cherry blossoms are falling slowly in the wind, and under the tree there's like a small temple to the four elements. And sitting there, as the avatar arrives with like this thunderous crunch, is just this old man wearing nothing but like a loincloth, this long white beard, and he kind of looks in the direction of the avatar, and he sees you guys like stomping up after, and he takes out an instrument. He takes out a shamisen, which is a sort of a stringed instrument, and he starts to bang, 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 play a quiet little tune.
Oh shit, Battle of the Bands!
And hanging up above him are all these different wind instruments, and as the wind blows, as the avatar lands, the wind blows through the instruments and it plays a sort of haunting tune as he lands. So you guys see this as you approach. There's a waterfall off to the right, and yeah, this is the scene as you arrive. The thunderclouds are still rolling in over the top that you've created, Sam, and you can hear the distant rumble of thunder, and it starts to rain a little bit as well. So the avatar gets there and he stops, and he looks in your direction, and he drops into a stance, and then he smiles. This is it then. You will try to defeat me. More lives will be wasted. Very well.
With that, I think Solomon is going to be using his. How far behind would Solomon be from everybody?
You'd be quick enough. I'd say you're all relative. I mean, Mackie and Gunley are going to get there first, but you're not too far behind.
Sure. When he gets there, after, of course, Mackie and I'm going to cast. I'm not really casting anything. I'm going to water bend my wound from my getting shot in the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Going to water bend it so that it's no longer a problem.
Okay, sure. Give me a bending roll.
Absolutely.
We'll just call it the 3 that you need. Oh yeah.
I'm going to look around.
Oh god, yeah, absolutely. So your wound is healed.
Can I did that with style, right?
Mm-hmm. So you could give yourself a boost.
Sure. That boost is going to be, I don't know.
Maybe like something like empowered chi or something, since you've healed yourself.
Maybe fluid chi.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
There we go. And I'm gonna look around and say, does anyone else require any tending to?
So the other two are pretty much at the top already.
Right.
They're
too far away to ask.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so let's roll initiative. So you do your notice.
Can I try and do my chi armor before we do that?
Sure, let's do it.
Alright. So I roll, and is there like a DC to that?
You need a 2. You need a 2 or better.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Can you get the armor?
fantastic chi armor.
Yeah.
Very nice. So do you get more for if you do better?
I think so.
There's nothing for doing better.
Okay.
Alright, I'm just gonna roll my, So, okay, so I have a terrible initiative.
Wow.
I guess I was spending too much time focusing my chi.
Yep. Did you get 0, Son?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna go last, but I guess not.
And what about you, Andrew?
I got a 5.
A 5, nice. All right, so as you guys arrive, first act, shockingly enough, is Shen Yu, the Avatar, and he steps into a pretty terrifying stance that you know to be the Radiant Dragon. So he's going to create an advantage called Radiant Dragon, and he does that for free because he's a fucking Avatar. All right, then it's going to be Sing Dao.
Sing Dao, seeing him take his fighting stance, decides to take his fighting stance, and he squares both feet, gets down in a squatting position, and pulls this 40-pound barrel off of his back, breaks the top of it, opens his mouth, and starts pouring it, drowning himself in alcohol. He starts shaking violently as he's like choking. Too much. And this continues for quite some time. There's quite a bit of liquid in it, so I want to create an advantage called Legendary Bender.
Okay.
I guess I would. What would I roll for that?
Your fight, probably, if you're trying to create a stance.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself as like fucked up as possible off of alcohol.
I guess that's part of your fighting style, right?
I
So.
was going to say it's part of your fighting style, so you'd probably be using fighting to
Yeah.
create an advantage.
Okay, here we go. So it's a 4?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright, sweet. So I got my advantage created, Legendary Bender.
Okie doke. Renshu.
Okay. I'll still be traveling here since I was the last one to leave.
Okay, sure. Your mic is kind of gravelly again for some reason. It's kind of weird. Mackie?
So can I use an aspect to create an advantage?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so barreling through the rain and storm on this manta bear, Mackie is just vigorously chewing on some mushroom leaf. And I'm going to invoke my aspect High on the Thrill to create an advantage as I'm moving at a breakneck speed.
All right, what's the advantage going to be called?
The advantage would be called
Like a low whistle?
no,
Maybe like high as fuck.
oh man, what's my advantage, bro? No, his advantage would be numb to the pain.
Nice. All right, so your target's just a 2.
With
That's a good question. I guess G would work, Will would work,
okay,
Fight would work.
my highest, so I'm gonna focus my chi.
It's kind of all about how you want to flavor it as far as the rolls go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
you
got
succeed.
3 on the roll. Did I succeed?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
All right. Sonnen. You're muted there.
Yes, I was muted. So I think I'm going to, as I land from my bending, flying, kind of whatever nonsense my character's doing with the floating ice discs, I'm going to interpose myself between the Avatar and the rest of the group, saying, "Gentlemen, surely we do not need to come to blows." And I'm going to invoke my aspect of taking an oath of martial pacifism to gain an advantage called Defender's Grace.
Okay, I like it. So your target's a 2.
Alrighty. And I'm going to do that with what? What should I do that with?
Rapport, I would say.
Rapport? Could I do that with will? Or...
Yeah,
Nah, I guess...
I think Will would make sense. It's got to be tough to stand there and...
It does not matter!
All right, so
Rolling like ass tonight.
no look on that, unfortunately. Finally, Gunley.
Gunley lands, and he sees the all the instruments, and he breathes in and the sky darkens as the shadow falls over his face as he centers his chi. And he just smiles and he says, "Well, I guess it's gonna be a battle of the bands." And his little mic comes out and he says, "All right then, here comes the thunder." And he's just gonna wail on his guitar again. And I'm going to spend a fate point to invoke the storm once more. To give me, if is it possible to give it on my attack roll if I'm doing lightning?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
All right. So this lightning arcs down, hits his body, and kind of courses through his instrument, running up and down the strings, and is going to be epic +3, so 10.
Wow, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to try and resist by jumping out of the way. I don't like his chances. Fucking okay. So he's close, but nice. So you blast him with lightning. That's like a ton of damage, I guess. So he stands there, and he doesn't. He just like his form is perfect when he's in the stance. He just gets blasted. And just for a second, his knee kind of drops for a second, but then he gets back into the stance, and he's still crackling with electricity. So that's nice. I'm going to say that does quite a bit of damage.
And Gun is just kind of like screaming and smiling while he's doing this.
Very nice. So then it's his turn again. And still crackling with electricity, he is going to whip his hands around and with a very dramatic sort of dragon sort of Hadouken pointed in your direction, Gunley, and fire lightning at you. And he's going to use his Radiant Dragon that he invoked. So that'll... Ooh. Ooh. All right, good luck.
All right, I'm gonna try to redirect it. It's probably not gonna work, but I'm gonna try.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna say it's bending, and you gotta equal or better score.
Is that good enough? Is legendary good enough?
Where I didn't see it come up. What's the number?
It's +8.
What's that? He got +10. It's close, but it could be a lot worse. So you're gonna take 5 stress.
All right.
So that's gonna tick your 4 box probably and give you a minor consequence.
Yeah.
And the minor consequence is going to be Thunderstruck.
All right.
And basically, what I've given the avatar is that he creates an advantage on his turn for free, because he's the avatar. So his new advantage is going to be floating in the air, and he leaps into the air and just floats, seemingly of his own volition. Then it's Tsingdao. You're next.
Okay, so I keep chugging and chugging, and at this point my face is turning beet red, and I'm going to use my chi skill to create a second advantage called Drunken Gateway, and I'm going to open up all the chakra wheels on my body and let them get flooded with the alcohol. So here we go. So it's a 7.
It's a success with style, so it's 2 free invokes.
Okay, so you see me start to like sway, and bubbles are like floating out of the top of the barrel, and my face is just turning beet red.
Very cool.
Hey, I can reduce stress once per session by 2. So
Okay.
can I do that and just check my 3 instead of my 4 and not take a consequence?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, Renshu, you're next.
Okay, so once I get on scene, I'm going to see the nonsense happening here, and I'm going to go ahead and drop into the stone crane stance.
Okay.
And created that advantage for myself. Oops, I accidentally clicked the wrong one. Ignore that. Or actually, it should just be one less. So, superb is what it should be.
Yep, with style.
Okay, I'm going to make it the advantage. We'll call it on the wings of a bird.
Yes. Okay, very nice. Mackie.
Okay, so while he's barreling forward, he's going to tilt his gong just forward a little bit, and kind of like angling his head as a bludgeoning projectile. He's going to try to smash into the back of the avatar.
Okay.
And what would that use?
That would be fight, probably.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, nice. All right, so he's going to try and dodge. It's a bad roll. Okay, that's a success with style. Very nice. So you get to, you can either do 3 damage or you can do 2 damage and put a boost on him.
I also have Dragon Rules the Fields. So
Wow, it's a good choice.
Gain +3 bonus boost without reducing value of your attack.
Very nice. Okay, so you do 3 and then you put a boost on him.
Yeah, and that boost would be he is. I have disoriented his bending chi.
Okay, cool.
From the impact of the gong.
Mhm. Yes, I like it. Tonin.
Sonnen, fearing that combat with the Avatar is, at this point, inevitable, is going to enter into his own stance, naturally, to gain advantage. Now, that uses fight.
Yes.
Thank God.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you succeed with style. You get 2 free invokes on your stance.
My stance, huh? The advantage I'm going to create is going to this time finally fucking be called defensive grace.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. Gunley.
Alright, so you see this bolt of lightning hit Gun Lee as he's like already channeling his own, and he kind of for a moment, and one of the strings actually like snaps off of his guitar, and the lightning kind of fades, and he's going to basically he turns his guitar around behind him, and he's just going to like just shoot forward, propelled by these jets, and just try and punch the Avatar in the fucking face.
Okay, I like it. Go for it.
Damaged his guitar. So, oh shit. All right, that's just a great.
Okay. All right, so he succeeds with style in his defense, so he gets to put a boost on you, and that is going to be that you are overbalanced.
That I'm what?
Overbalanced.
Okay.
Okay. It's his turn, and since you're right next to him, he turns, and with a quick flurry of blows, he's going to try and smash you, and just hit you a bunch of times. So he is going to invoke his overbalanced on you. Oh, if you wanted to, you could use the disoriented chi thing that Matt created last turn.
Oh, what's that do?
It's basically a +2 to your roll.
Okay, I can use that to avoid this.
Well, you would have used it last turn to have it be a draw instead of him succeeding with style in the defense.
Oh, well then that's what I would do.
Okay, so you're not overbalanced.
Alright.
All right, and okay, so then on the Avatar's turn, he is going to try and attack you with his fighting, and he will invoke his floating in the air. Pow! So, all right, so it's 7. So you need to make a defense somehow.
Alright. I'm just, how's he trying to attack me?
He's trying to punch you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and do the same thing and propel myself out of the way.
Okay.
So that's a 6.
Okay, so he's going to hit you. So you're going to take 3 stress.
Alright. My 3 stress box is already filled, so do I just check my 2 and take a consequence?
You can take 2 and 1, I think, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Let's do that. And then he raises his hands to the sky, and thunder rolls as the lightning crackles, and the rain smashes against the ground, and lightning strikes him, and he is going to be empowered by lightning. He also lets out quite a maniacal laugh. And then it is Tsingtao.
Okay, so I continue drinking, and at this point I'm almost falling over because I'm so drunk. And then I bust the barrel over my legs and lurch forward and start swaying with my hands out, and I'm going to enter Drunken Immortal form.
Okay, nice.
I'm going to do it as my fight. So here we go. Yep, that's a 7. So I get 2 free invokes for that as well.
Yep. Okay, Drunken Immortal stance. Renchu.
Okay. How does armor work? Because I'm not finding it in the book. And I just realized that I didn't even pay attention to that.
How does armor work?
Mm-hmm.
It's like soak.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so yeah, I am going to create an advantage using bending. That's going to be watch out for spikes, and I'm going to basically like rip up a whole bunch of spikes of earth on the ground below him since he's flying around. My hope is that somebody can drag him down.
Nice. Okay,
All
so
right, that's
difficulty. Okay, you're fine. 2 free invokes.
Oh, perfect. Then I'll say watch out for spikes and shifting winds. I'll call the next one due to the storm and stuff like that.
Okay, so then it is Maki.
Okay, so this whole time, if you looked really close on Mackie, you would notice that wrapped around his fists are these ropes, and they have these bells on the ropes. But the entire time that Mackie's been with you, they've not made a single noise. And as he drops to the ground, manta wrapping around him, you hear a faint jingle as he's released his airbending grip on the bells and summoning all of his power to him. This is basically Mackie going Super Saiyan. And, he's going to try to command the air current above the Avatar and bring him down into the spikes.
Okay, I like it. So we'll call that bending.
Okay, bending. Do I get the advantage of the spikes, or only if it hits them? Or
no, I think
take advantage of shifting winds.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So in that case,
I think watch out for spikes works as well because that's what it's about, right?
okay. So 5 before the modification.
Okay, so if you're using both of those, you'd have a 9, which is super good. So he's going to have to try and outbend you with his airbending. Oh no. Alright, so he smashes downwards. He was not expecting it. He's focused on Gun Lee, trying to smash him around. And out of nowhere, this Master Airbender appears. When you can see the rain that's coming down in sheets, all just moves to the side as he is smashed into these rock spikes. And for a second, all the energy swirling around him stops for a second, and he falls to the ground. Alright. Very nice. That's quite a bit of damage. He's not happy with that. So then it is Sonan's turn. You're muted again.
Right? Someone is beginning to wave his arms back and forth, pulling moisture from the air around him. And it's going to coalesce all around him, forming a shiny, icy coat of armor.
So is this the chi armor, or are you trying to create an advantage?
I'm trying to create an advantage.
Okay. Ice armor, is that the idea?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you succeed. You've got one free invoke.
Alrighty.
Okay, then Gun Lee.
Okay, so Gun Lee slings his guitar back around, and he's going to, like, Alright. Alright. He's going to create an advantage, and that is that he's going to basically break a string on his guitar, and he's going to attempt to create like a circle of lightning around himself, basically to give him a bonus on like dodging attacks.
Love it.
Avoiding them.
Okay.
So what do I roll for that?
Bending, it's going to be a 5 that you need to hit to create the advantage.
7.
Okay, yep. So you get 2 free invokes.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely call it ride the lightning. Alright, so Shen Yu has been smashed to the ground, and he's kind of coughing, and then his fists clench, and he looks up, and his eyes are glowing white, and he is creating an advantage called the Avatar State. All right. Sing now. You're next. It's about to get real.
Okay. So Sing Dao is going to invoke Legendary Bender. He's going to invoke Drunken Gateway, and he's going to invoke Drunken Immortal Stance.
Mm-hmm.
He starts slowly bobbing, weaving the fan. Each time he does this figure 8 motion with it, you see sparks of fire as it like corrosively rubs against itself. He gets quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker until finally he does the spin motion over his back and throws it forward, and each individual quill lights on fire like a phoenix plume and shoots out like needles flying at the avatar.
Nice.
So let's see. That's going to be a 12.
That's good. All right. He's going to dodge and invoke the Avatar State, so it'll be 6 for him. So you succeed by 8.
Yep, I want to put it all to damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah, so he generally has been expecting bending attacks and was not prepared for a normal mundane attack, and this fan smashes him right in the chest, knocks him backwards onto the ground, and he takes quite a smack. Very nice. So then,
the needles, by the way, because it's like fanning out into individual needles. It's like a porcupine just shot its quills all over him. So they're like smoldering and just stabbing him in the body.
Yeah, he's got like a line of quills in his chest. Renshu, you're next.
Okay.
So you guys should have fate points. When I invoke something for the avatar, you guys should get a fate point. So let's say you all have 2.
I haven't been tracking.
Let's just say you all have 2.
Okay. Okay. In that case, I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the big guns. I'm gonna go for lava bending again. This time, since he's down on the ground, got knocked down to the ground. Renshu's gonna kind of slide his foot forward and deeper into his stance, and then he like immediately steps forward with the back foot and stomps, and a gout of lava shoots up underneath the avatar. I'm actually going to invoke my my Earthbender with something to prove, since he's my uncle and he's pretty much always been like I'll never be as good as him, and so
Yeah.
I'm also going to invoke Shen Yu as my uncle as well.
Okay.
That's +4 to this, so 8 total.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it's a hit.
Okay.
So lava, a lot of damage. He's definitely looking pretty grim now. I want to say it's 5 for the lava. So yeah, he's looking pretty grim. He's smoldering. The robe has been burnt off him from the lightning and the lava. So he's kind of just in this like tattered robe. And he's standing there breathing heavily in the rain. Mackie.
Okay. I'm going to. So Maki, gong hanging over his head, is slowly walking towards the Avatar, who's just getting ravaged by everyone. And he's going to command the winds again to spiral around the needle, try to dig them deeper into his body, like turning them into drill bits, basically. And he's just like his hands up, and he's just got like a grim expression, chewing the fungi.
There's a couple of things you can invoke if you want to.
Sure.
There's two.
I don't quite understand invoke, so please.
Okay, so basically, if someone creates like an aspect for the scene, and that's there, so anyone can use it if the person who creates it allows it. So anything that would make sense, you can use on your turn.
Okay.
So for example, we've got On the Wings of a Bird that you created earlier, or that Renshu created. There's also Shifting Winds, which you could invoke. There is Ride the Lightning, which is 2 free invokes. There's a couple of things that you can invoke.
Okay, I'm going to ride the lightning in the sense that I am riding the malicious defeat of this avatar. I'm riding the endless barrage of pain that we're giving him, and that'll be bending, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then that's 2 invokes.
Yeah, so +4 basically.
+4. Okay. So +8.
Okay, very nice. So he's going to try and counterbend, and he's going to invoke Avatar State. Ooh, come on, do it. No, oh god. Okay, so it's it's a success with style.
Okay, so in this case, because it's I can't use. It's not like fight, eh? So my effects that affect fight would not affect it. But since it's a success with style, well, sorry, go ahead.
So he has no stress boxes left, so you get to put a consequence on him. He's already taken a minor consequence, which is on fire. So now you can put a major consequence on him. So something pretty heavy that you can then invoke on him.
Okay, I've intentionally targeted with these drill bits, thanks to the drunken flame. This avatar's what I know to be the common chakra points.
Okay. So I'll say he has disrupted chi.
Okay.
That's a pretty major consequence. So you guys can invoke that. He's also on fire, which is another one that you can invoke. All right. After Maki, it's Sonnen.
Alrighty, Sonnen now is going to run up onto Shen Yu, the Avatar, apologize for having to do this, and he's going He's going to invoke Defender's Grace and Fluidic Chi to bloodbend him into submission. Can I also invoke his disrupted Chi?
Yes.
All right, now I add +2 for all of that.
Yeah. So you'll basically have +6 to your roll.
Alrighty, so I'll roll normally with my normal bending. Rolled fantastic, so I did 12 total.
Wow. Okay. So he's going to try and resist. And he's going to use Avatar State. Nope. Okay. Yeah. So, it's not an attack, right? So you are.
No.
Let's see. How would you do this?
Well, he would be bloodbended, maybe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he could be creating the advantage of like stunned or something like that, or immobilized. Actually, might be a better one.
Yeah. That's
mobilized.
Yeah. So you've created that. He's immobilized. Okay. Very nice.
It can do damage to his mental stress also.
That's good. Yeah. Let's do that. So he'll take a bunch of mental stress.
There we go.
Okay. Gunli.
Okay, so what the circle of lightning that I created, it's not like constant streams of electricity, it's just like boom, 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 boom all around him, and so he's like in the dark because these clouds have like kind of covered him, and you just see these flashes of blue on his crazed face as he just snaps a third string of his guitar, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use firebending, and I'm going to invoke the fact that he's on fire and the fact that he's immobilized. And I'm going to basically use the firebending. I'm going to like augment it and then try and like drive it inwards to his body. So that is a fantastic plus those 2 invokes. So like a 10.
A 10. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So he's going to try and resist with his bending. Ooh. Oh, thank God. Okay. So he, incredibly, even though he's immobilized, he just looks up and his eyes lock on yours, and as the fire approaches, it just splits to the side. Whew. Then it's his turn. Okay, what the fuck is he going to do? He is going to try and break out of the... He's going to try and overcome the bloodbending that you have on him. So you rolled super high for that, right? You rolled like a 12. Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so he's going to invoke everything he's got, which is Empowered by Lightning, Avatar State, and Radiant Dragon. Ooh, so you guys get 3 fate points. And then he's going to try and break out of this. So he's got +6.
It can exceed our cap, correct?
Is this opposed with my rolling? With my bending attack?
The roll you did previously.
Fair enough.
Right, so he doesn't actually break out of it. He gets an 11, but he doesn't get out of it. So he's still stuck there, immobilized. And then it is Tsingdao.
Baby. So, completely trashed and seeing my plume stuck in him as he's just suspended there, I charge forward and unleash what can only be termed as the ultimate massacre of the fist.
Okay, I'm going to try and compel you that you're emotionally alcoholic. All right? You know that if the Avatar dies in the Avatar state, he'll never come back.
Oh yeah, I'm going to try to kill him then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to fucking murder him. I'm gonna use everything I got. I'm gonna use my free invoke of Drunken Gateway, my free invoke of Drunken Mortal Stance. I'm gonna spend a fate point on Deceptively Agile. I'm gonna spend a fate point on Master of the Drunken Flame. I'm gonna spend a fate point on Immobilized. So okay, here we go. So it's a 14.
Okay. So he's gonna make one last desperate attempt to protect himself. So what even can he use? He can't move. his will, I guess,
Okay.
and he'll invoke Avatar State. Yeah, no. Okay, so
You could do chi as well.
yeah, that's true. So he fails. You succeed by a bunch, and yeah, he's dead. Go ahead and describe it.
Alright, so I'll reduce it by 1 point of damage. Does he still die?
Yes.
And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to create a boost called Completely Disgusting Overkill. So I run in, I just jump on top of him and start wailing, letting out these crazy yells. Pow, 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 pow. I fall down on the ground and start kicking him in the junk, like Wheelhouse kicking him. I jump up, like kick him underneath the chin, do a double flip over him, turn around, grab him by the head, and just twist it and break his neck.
So my character is going to, in response to that, run up to him and say, "My God, man, what have you done? You psychopath! You murderer!" And I'm going to actually attack him, breaking my oath for the first time since I murdered a young boy when I was a young bender in training.
Okay, and I am going to, and I'm not going to do a physical defense. I'm going to use my free boost from Massive Overkill and try to provoke him to run away in sheer terror at the grandiose display of my carnage.
I was going to say, to add insult to injury, I'm going to complete what my action was going to be, and I invoke the on the wings of a bird, and all that lava I shot up in the air starts coming down in the shape of birds and just nails into the dead body anyways.
The lightning around me, what I'm gonna do is because everyone's going on it, the lightning around me just it's pulled upwards and the air goes deathly quiet, and then there's one loud roll of thunder as a single bolt falls down on the body.
It's funny.
Alright.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got a weird error and got kicked out of the hangout.
Did you get Arrow 32 too?
Yeah.
It's been playing the whole time. I've had to refresh like 3 times.
Yeah, that's annoying. Okay. You were going to try and terrify him, so that's provoke versus will.
Yep. And I'm using...
Well, do I get to try to cast down? Do I get to try to bend him first?
It's going to be a bend versus my provoke, I think, is the idea.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my fate point on a shapeless, formless like Saki, and I'm going to give this deathly aura to the way I'm moving. Like I'm so drunk, nothing can touch me, to add to the intimidation.
Okay.
Okay. Well, how many fate points can I dump a turn?
As many as you have.
Okay, that's a 12.
Okay.
I'm gonna and how many? And if I use them to invoke a aspect, what does that do to my roll mechanically?
It'll give you +2 if the aspect makes sense.
All right. So I'm going to invoke the aspect. I am the last known warrior who knows the what the fuck did I call it? It's up here somewhere. School of the Stoic something or other, Stoic Lake.
Okay.
And I'm going to invoke the shit out of that. I'm also going to invoke my Defender's Grace.
Okay, so you got +4 to your roll then.
How many times can I invoke a single aspect?
Just once.
Can I invoke? You clearly can't invoke the Oath of Pacifism. Can I invoke? I'm ever aware of what's happening around me.
That would probably work in Andrew's favor, since he's the one trying to scare you. You can invoke your waterbending.
Sure, fair enough. That makes sense. I'll invoke my waterbending and add +6 to this, and let's hope this is not like every other roll I've been rolling tonight.
Do you have 3 fate points left? Because each of those requires a fate.
Yeah, no, I've got a ton of fate points, man. I got 9 altogether right now. I got given one from you, from being compelled, and then you said a total of 5 total.
Wait. Your total's 11 anyway. So I think you got 12, right, Andrew?
Yep.
All right. So you go to start bending, and you see the fucking terrifying form of this guy, who is just murdered the avatar and now looks like this drunken maniac moving towards you, and you think better of it and decide not to.
I'm like kicking up blood and guts and everything on the ground.
Mackie will. I don't know what this would be, but I would like to spend points on it. But Mackie would light the end of his fungi herb, take it in, and blow a gust of it out, and drift it across the air into Singao's nostrils and mouth, and say, "Calm, friend. The balance has returned."
So literally, as you say the words, the balance has returned. The sky begins to rumble like crazy, and the rain just lightning strikes hundreds of places at once. The earth begins to quake and shake like an enormous earthquake is happening. Volcanoes start to fire up in the distance, and it's bad. It's really bad. Some sort of apocalypse is happening. The earth begins to crack beneath you. What is that called? A ravine opens up, and you can see lava down beneath. Yeah.
My eyes flame with the burning fire of my triumph.
Yes, balance. And he looks around him, and he's gonna revel in what he calls balance as he invokes dances on the tides of chaos.
All right. So this old man who's playing the thing, he hits a discordant note, pling, and he just shakes his head. And the rumbling continues, and you see the sky darken, the stars vanish, and that's where we're going to leave it.
Jeez.
Kill the fucking avatar. So uncool.
This is the end of Berserk.
Yeah. All right, so thank you to my players who were SR2 Joker, Christopher Manning, Drop Dice, Matt Brown, and Addicted to Tabletop. Thank you all for playing, and thank you for watching if you did.